Hi, this is Tookie, and today I'm going to go over a way for a survivor to procure water that's clean and safe. It's a method known as vegetation bag, and it's a fairly effective method of procuring safe and clean drinking water in any emergency situation. The method involves cutting foliage from trees or using other plants and sealing it in a clear plastic bag and doing this allows the sun and its heat to extract the fluids contained within the vegetation. A large heavy-duty clear plastic bag should be used, and most outdoorsmen and survivalists actually carry one with them. But if you don't happen to have one with you, just remember, people are piggies, and you may get lucky and come across somebody's trash and find one. What I have here is not exactly, it's large, and it's actually big enough that it would fit into a survival kit or into my backpack. So you should always carry one with you just in case. It's good to pick up trash. It's good, for this method. It's also good for a solar still if you may need to. But this method here is the vegetation bag. And let's get to it. First, what I'm going to do is, most people, they have hair ties. Women have hair ties. I have an old bread tie here, or a rubber band. A lot of people carry rubber bands. Or you can just tie off the bag. But basically, what you're going to do is just strip some leaves off of the trees. And you got to be careful of what you use, because you could potentially poison yourself with cyanide producing elements, or you could, or other alkaloids that could be produced during this process. So you got to have a little knowledge of the plants. Most of them are safe, but you should always be really careful. There's also other vegetation behind me that I'm going to pick. So I'll be right back. I'm going to fill up this bag, and I'll be right back. So I probably could have filled this up a little bit more, but for these purposes, just for demonstration purposes, that's probably enough. That'll do it. And what you're going to want to do is drape it down so that the water that the sun leaches out of this vegetation will flow down into the corner down here and make it safe for you to drink. Like I said, once it's filled with a sufficient amount of vegetation, which you're going to have to eyeball, for a larger bag you're going to want to use 1 cubic yard of foliage. But you're not going to be able to measure that very well in a survival situation. You're just going to have to eyeball it. And just do the best you can. And like I said, drape it over the side so that the in direct sunlight, so the heat can superheat in this hot house. It's a hot, wet, moist environment, and this hot house will cause the moisture to leach out of the vegetation and flow down into the corner, which you can easily get it to. So you don't want this laying around in your water. There is one drawback to this method, and that is that the water will normally have a bitter taste to it. But if you're lost and you're in a survival situation, you're not really going to care too much about what the water tastes like. You just want to get it in you and do the best you can. The average yield for one bag tested was 320 milliliters, and this was during a 5-hour day. So we're going to go ahead and leave this out here for a few hours and come back to it and see how much water that little bit can yield for us. Okay, well, we can clearly see the condensation that has formed on the bag. It's been about 5 hours since I set this all up. Nice amount of water in there. Let's see how much we get out of it. As you can see, there's still a little bit of water in there. I did my best to get as much of it out as I could. And you can see the greenery is still, it's still usable. You could leave it, you could have left it in there for a little longer. But in here, we ended up with 2/3 of a cup of water. Now let's see how it tastes. A little bitter, not too bad. If I needed to, in a survival situation, that would not be bad to drink at all. And as you can see, it's relatively clear. A little cloudy with a green tinge to it, but not bad at all. And that's pretty much how you can get water in a survival situation from a clear plastic bag and some vegetation, some foliage, using the vegetation bag method. Thanks for watching. This has been Tookie Blue Eyes.